Hi guys, it's Christy Blake. I'm coming to you for Food Friday, and I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on June 19th, and for this reason I am coming to you for Food Friday, just trying to bring the weight loss surgery community a few more recipes that are friendly for our restricted diet. So just trying to spice it up today. I'm doing a noodleless lasagna. And well, I'm actually doing half noodles, half zucchini, so you can see the difference in a regular lasagna. It's not that complicated again, and I'm just not a chef or a nutritionist or anything, so just trying to, do some fun things. So anyways, I accidentally somehow lost, or I don't know what happened to the first half that I did, so you're gonna see like a half done lasagna, which is good because it was kind of getting boring. But first I'm gonna tell you what you need, and then I'll show you how to do the technique for the zucchini noodles. So you're gonna need ground beef. I used 85-15. You can use 90-10 if you want. That's the amount of fat, 10% fat or 15% fat. There's 80-20 out there, but that's pretty fat, meaning I don't like to use that one. So I sauteed 1.5 pounds, because for the other half pound I made a couple burgers for my kids for lunch. So I normally would probably just do 1 pound of beef for just a normal casserole. So that's what I'm going to go with for stats and all that. And so mine's going to be extra loaded with meat today. And then you're going to need 1 bottle of spaghetti sauce. I really like Prego roasted garlic and herb. That's my favorite. Ricotta cheese. You can use part skim or low fat. I find the low fat texture is pretty, it's harder. It's just more like not like a string cheese, but it's just a different texture. And ricotta cheese is pretty good. It doesn't have a ton of fat, so that's my choice. Mozzarella cheese, you can again use just, mozzarella is already low moisture part skim, but you could use a light mozzarella if you want, and then Parmesan cheese, grated or whatever. Black peppers, garlic salt, basil. These are the noodles I used, or used to use, Barilla, no boiling required. I really like these. Who likes to boil noodles anymore? I don't. And then you're going to need some zucchini. And I think that's it. Yeah, zucchini. I bought 3, but you could probably get away with 2. In fact, you could probably get away with 1 or 1 even, maybe 2. So, and I think that's it. So I sauteed my meat, and I just did some garlic salt, pepper, garlic powder, and salt and pepper. And then today I added some minced onions, like the dehydrated ones. You could start with onions, like chop an onion and saute that first before you put in your beef if you want to do that. I've never done that before, but I'm sure it'd be really good. Or even some bell pepper. I don't know. I hate bell pepper, but it's probably good in lasagna. And then I also put in some basil. You can definitely use oregano. I also put in some fennel because I don't like sausage, but I used to make a really good lasagna with half sausage, half ground beef, like a mild sausage, and it was really good. But then I always, when I was eating it, I'd get to the sausage bite and I just didn't love it. So I really like the taste of just ground beef. I'm the one that like sneaks to the fast food place. I don't sneak there. I don't do that anymore. But if I am traveling or whatever, I will go get a burger and just eat the beef. I'm the super annoying one in the drive-thru. Can you just put it in a box, just like the beef and cheese, and that's it? Just put it in the box. Lettuce wrap? No, ma'am. No, I don't. Sure, put it in lettuce if that makes it easier. Anyways, I'm difficult like that. So, okay, I'm going to show you how to do the zucchini. And I'm kind of down to like a nubbin of zucchini, but at least you can see my technique. So I use a vegetable peeler like this. It might be helpful if you had a wider one, but I don't. So I actually this was like this, and I cut it off so that my vegetable peeler could fit. This is going to be hard because it's really down there, but anyways, you just do like that. all the way down, and you get this really thin. I'll show you one that hasn't broken. But it's like, see, really, really thin. So these are great. These are very noodle-like. Yes, see? So they work perfect for noodleless lasagna. Let's see if I can do one more. It's really like, this is taller than, I can't, yeah. Maybe a little bit. Okay, anyways, that is the technique for zucchini noodles. Okay, so here is the lasagna that I was working on before my video cut off. I hope that doesn't happen again. 5 minutes. Okay, so what we have is, this is like what you would start with. You'd start with, on the bottom, I just put some sauce. It's the very bottom. And then I put down my noodles. So I would do, for this half, I'm doing 2 noodles on one side, and then I did the lasagna, or the zucchini noodles on the other. And you can tell I forgot the step where you salt and pepper your lasagna, or your, I can't even talk, your zucchini noodles. I would prefer that you salt and pepper them. I just think that they're going to need some flavor. I mean, noodles are pretty bland too, so it's okay if you don't, but it's just an extra step that I did. And then next step is where you add the meat. So I'm going to do, I think I have enough for 3 layers here. So I'm going to do this layer and then one more and then finish it off. So spread your meat, and you can tell I just saute my meat and just dump the jar of spaghetti in there, spaghetti sauce. And it's pretty good. I actually probably could have dumped the mushrooms in here too, but I kept them separate. I only had 1 package of them, and I used the baby portobellos or creminis. Cremini? I don't even know how to say that. I'm just going to mainly do it on this noodle side. I would kind of put a few on this side. A little teaser for them. Like, oh, that's good, I want some more mushrooms. How come there's not mushrooms on my side? Well, it's a reward for the people that have the noodle side. The non-noodle side. Although if you hate mushrooms, then, you know, you might not like that. Okay, so now the good part, the cheese. And you're probably going to use at least a package, if not 2, of mozzarella cheese. That was like a half a package and a half package of one. So yeah, I'd say probably 2. Okay, so that's your cheese. And then we're going to go for one more layer. So you do your noodles. That's how you do that. And then the delicious zucchini noodles. We're going to push it over here. I'm really excited to try this. I think I have done this before. I was actually thinking maybe not to use zucchini like this way, but actually just make like almost like a ratatouille, like just saute your zucchinis and put them on this layer, but this actually makes a lot more sense. So then we're going to do the salt and pepper. Again, you don't have to do that step. It's just kind of my choice. So then you're going to put your ricotta cheese. The fat-free ricotta that I've used before, when it spreads, it's just way more like this. You can like actually spread. The other one is more like you're almost like ripping off a piece and smushing it down. It's very hard to spread. But I didn't notice the difference in taste, and my husband didn't either. So actually, I do actually like the fat-free ricotta. Did anyone know that I studied abroad in Florence, Italy? I was there about 6 months. So the proper way to say ricotta is just like that. ricotta. Just like bruschetta, okay? Like people, I know everyone says bruschetta. Okay, but I'm just telling you, in Italy, it's bruschetta. I always had a pretty good accent because I never took Spanish or anything. I took German. So I'm just going to put a little extra cheesy cheese down here because I really like. Who doesn't love ricotta cheese? Did you guys know that you can actually make ricotta cheese with like a dessert? Like you just put like some extract in there and some cinnamon. It's pretty dang good. Alright, so that's good for our ricotta, and then we're just going to finish off with the meat. So just use the remainder of your meat. Super thick and meaty. So yeah, I studied abroad in Italy and love Italian food. But Italian food, we all know, is usually full of carbs. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. That Prego garlic and herb is really good. It's good sauce. You could actually probably make your own spaghetti sauce if you wanted to. If you're like a better cook than I am, like with real tomatoes and stuff, or canned tomatoes. Okay, so that's really good. Alright, and then we are going to finish off. Where's my other cheese? Here it is. Another cheese. I'm breaking it into it. So yeah, I'd say 2 packages of mozzarella. I'm generous with the mozzarella. Because you know what? How much can I really eat of this? Like the tiniest slice ever, right? I'm going to have some dang cheese on it. That's just how I roll. You know, I've been trying to, a lot of people ask me like what diet I'm doing. And I'll be like, you know, because I've came out to some people and I haven't come out to others. But I normally talk about paleo a lot. Like, there's a lot of cooking I do is paleo. But really, I'm primal. Because primal includes dairy. And who could give up dairy? It's one of the few pleasures in life after you've had weight loss surgery. Dairy. Alright, so that is enough cheese there. And then I'm going to take this Parmesan. And I am just going to sprinkle it. That just makes it a little richer on top. A little yummy Parmesan. I better save some for my garlic bread. Shoot. It's okay. It's enough. Okay, so that is... And then I was going to chop up some basil and put it on there. I didn't do that yet. You guys want to know a fancy basil chop? It's called a chiffonade. I totally forgot my mushrooms. What a dork I am. Okay, can you see this? Okay, so I'm picking off some basil leaves. And you stack them on top of each other. Like this. My son is watching Horton Hears the Who. And it's got a song. Okay, then you... Look, I'm not good at my stacking. Okay, roll it up. And then you roll it up like this. Like a cigar, right? So it's like a little tube like that. Okay, then you are going to grab a knife like that, and you're going to do a small, little, don't chop off your fingers, like I could right now. That is called a chiffonade. And then all of your little basils are in little strips, long skinny strips. Although some of mine are not, so I'm just going to mince it. Actually, it's just for color, so who cares? If you want to take it off, they can. So, sorry, those leaves were a little wet. Yeah, it just finishes it off with some pretty green, right? Again, you can also use oregano. I really like basil.